Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be?
I love that quote. That's Marianne Williamson, and that is Emmy-winning actor, singer, producer, dancer, author Keke Palmer. Author now as a child in the 2006 film Akeelah and the Bee. I love that movie so much. She starred in dozens of TV shows and films like Scream Queens, True Jackson VP, and Nope. I like that movie too. Now she's out with her new book. It's called Master of Me, The Secret to Controlling Your Narrative. It is a memoir filled with lessons and wisdom from her career and her personal life. Keke Palmer joins us to talk about this book first on CBS Mornings. And Keke Palmer, I'm so glad to see you. Lauren, I didn't even know that was your real name, Lauren.
Yes, it is.
It's so good to see you. But
good to see you too.
Let's start with the cover, Master of Me, because I think already you're sending a message. Number one, it's a beautiful cover.
Thank you so much.
It's you, and it's like she is controlling the strings of her life.
That's right.
What is the message you were sending her? Because what a life you've had. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, I think as an entertainer, as a performer, it's easy to just see that person kind of one-dimensionally. And for me, I've always been behind the scenes just as much as in front of my career.
Yeah.
And I think that's what this book is about, how I did that, how I built my brand, and all the lessons, personal and business, that came with that.
But Keke, you say, I never really wanted to be a performer. Lies you tell. But you said you did always want people to feel something. What do you mean?
I think that performance was the best vehicle for me to exercise my gift, which I think is bringing people together, whether that be through a dramatic or comedy film or people sitting down and watching an episode of Password with family. I want people to feel things and to re-engage with themselves. And for me, art was the best way to do that.
But you said your mom, you give a lot of credit to your mom.
Yeah.
You talk a lot about family dynamics, but you said your mom always encouraged you, don't stay in one lane.
Yeah.
And that's advice you give to others. Diversify your portfolio. Don't stay in one lane. Stretch yourself. Try new things.
Yeah, because I think when you don't, you become, you kind of become a slave to the system. You know, I think part of, to me, self-mastery is diversifying and being able to say no to the things you don't want to do so that you can have another option. You know what I mean? Not running out of choices and being able to continue to express and evolve yourself.
Mm-hmm. You said, I love this part, not everyone has to love you to be successful. Mm-hmm. And at some point, you have to know who you are and have your own vision. What do you mean by that? Because most people want to be loved, and they think in order to be successful, everybody has to love me. And you learn that.
Yeah, I mean, I think the reality is that there's a lot of people that I don't watch or love that have careers. We see it all the time online. You know, you'll go to somebody's page, whoa, I didn't know, who is this person? And there's a whole other world that's engaging with them. And I think it's important when we're on our path, sometimes we can get caught up in external validations or this award or this thing that's gonna say, I've done something good or this has all been worth something. But really, it's about what it means to you and those that are in your community. As long as you're getting it done with what you're trying to do and you have your crew and your people, that has to be enough, because fame, popularity, all that is relative. You know, the thing that's real is who you do touch and you showing up for yourself.
You know, you've had a lot of viral moments in your life, some great, some not so great. You know, I want to talk about, we'll talk about Darius, because I think for many people, when we saw the terrible videotape of the abuse, we know that you have been through a divorce. He sued, you sued, but now you've reached you have a very different tone in how you talk about him.
Yeah.
I so admire that you were able to do that in the way that you have done it.
Thank you. I mean, you and I, you know,
yes.
we were at lunch very early on, or dinner, I should say. I got to be honest, I would have never thought that I would be where I am now. And so I'm very grateful that this has now been the outcome, and, you know, we're able to coexist in this way and show up for our son and, you know, just be in a different place. It's a real blessing. That's the best way that I can explain it.
But you say co-parenting is not a competition. But how did you get to this place? Because you said, I don't want my son to dislike his father. I don't want the public to dislike his father.
Yeah.
Because after all, we are the parents of this child. How did you...
Boundaries.
How did you get
I don't think
to that
I
place?
had enough of them. think boundaries, and I talk about that a lot in the book. People cannot respect boundaries you don't have. And sometimes it's hard to make boundaries with people that you love. You know, you want to make excuses, you want everything to be, you know, you understand, and you're actually handicapping them because you're not allowing them room to grow and to show up in the way that they need to show up because you're not drawing any lines. And that's something that I've always struggled with. I talk about it so much in the book, you know, with my Christian background and the concept of forgiveness and how that means I show up for me and show up for others. And when I had my son, it became clear that I needed to create boundaries, that I needed to have hard lines with the people in my life, not just the personal, but in my work. Everything became clear because this child needs me. So anything that's taken from me that I could have been okay with before, I'm not anymore. Because I need to be 100% for this child. And I think that changed everything. And look, it doesn't always. Every time, I think that's why it's so hard sometimes for us to create boundaries, is because we don't want to lose the job, or we don't want to lose the guy, or we don't want to lose the situation. But the truth is, people respect you more when you tell them no. And when you give them consequence.
I mean, just because someone is great and you say, listen, I think he's a great person, but he's not for me. That he's not for me. And I think, you know, you talk about in relationships, sometimes you see red flags, but you only paid attention to the green lights.
That's right.
A lot of people do that.
I think, we always want to, I mean, and not for everybody, but I think for me, I'm always trying to see the best in everybody. And I had to realize just because I'm seeing the best in everybody, that doesn't mean that's how they want to show up.
You had a viral moment with Usher when you were, you know, he picks people out of the audience. I was there. He didn't pick me, but he picked you.
Now, wait a minute.
He didn't
I got to go back to my girl, Gayle.
But he picked you, and that turned into a thing with your ex. But you said Usher gave you good advice after that. What did he say?
Well, I think he talked, you know, there's a whole, my book is made up of different themes in my life, right? Performance, power, and purpose. I think performance is a big thing, you know, that we all deal with. You know, I'm sure you do. This is me, Gayle, at work. You know, this is not the same Gayle when I'm hanging out with my homegirls. This is the same one when I'm with my lover or whoever it is. So I think as an entertainer, again, it's this thing where people just see you as this one-dimensional person. And so much of what I'm also breaking the fourth wall of in the book is say, I'm in a business, guys. This is my job. You know, I wish that you could know everything about me, but it's not possible because you can't meet me.
But I like this. Keke says, 128, continue to be a disco ball, shining in certain places while others exist in the shade. I am one and so are you. But I like the words that you say there in the yellow highlight. Close it out.
Sometimes I cry, but I always smile because I'm so glad I don't look like what I've been through. And I'm glad for everything I went through. I'm such a greater person because of it.
Yeah, Keke Palmer, you are. Cheering you on always. I can't wait to see what you do next.
You're the best, Gayle.
No. You're the best. Thank you, Keke. And love to Leo. You call Leo your son, Leo Bio.
Leo Bio.
You're a superpower. Motherhood has changed you in the best of ways. Thank you, Keke.
Thank you.
The name of the book, there it is on the screen. Master of Me is on sale right now wherever you like to buy your books.